Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet. And another heavyweight news and note smash-up video today, starting with Tyson Fury. And he's doubled down on his demands to be paid an obscene amount of money for an undisputed fight with Oleksandr Usyk. So there's a couple of different things that we'll go through because he's made some comments on his Twitter. He's basically said, look, give me offers in a week. We'll play that in a moment, but we'll get to his comments from TalkSport first. So the headline, Tyson Fury calls TalkSport to give £500 million ultimatum to Oleksandr Usyk and vows to beat pumped-up middleweight on 1 week's training. It's not my fault he battered Joshua. So that's a pretty loaded sort of headline there. But in terms of some of these quotes, so it says Fury phoned TalkSport off his own back on Wednesday and said, everyone keeps asking about this fight with this Ukrainian guy. Are you going to come back? Are you going to do this? Are you going to do that? I'm retired from boxing and I'm very happy doing that. However, I will come back, but it has to be for obscene amounts of money. Noting he did say that Gypsy King was here to stay, and that was in comments he made on his Instagram story immediately after the fight.
The Gypsy King is here to stay.
So that did indicate that he wasn't retired. So, I mean, Tyson Fury, one day to the next, it changes. But he continues, let's face it, it's not Joshua, which I would have done for free in England. Which I think that's probably an outright lie, given he's asking for $500 million and also had asked for $500 million for Undisputed when Joshua was still in the picture.
It's going to cost these people $500 million.
So he continues, it's some foreigner who nobody really cares about. To fight this unknown entity and give him an opportunity of legendary status, ? They have to pay for that. I don't mind chucking a dog a bone, but I don't want to chuck him the full dog's home. They have a week. It's August 24. They have a week to submit their offers. I want it in writing with proof of funds. The fight is purely about money. I'm happily retired. I don't need money. I've got plenty of money. So if he's got plenty of money, he doesn't need money, but then he wants £500 million, that he wants a huge amount money. See, literally, one sentence to the next contradicts himself. This fight is purely about money, and then says, I don't need money. I mean, if this fight doesn't get made, there's one guy that boxing fans, apart from Tyson Fury fans, will blame, because clearly the fight is there to be made, and the legacy would be huge for Tyson Fury as well. And he knows this, and perhaps this is just part of the preening and pre-fight, process. Perhaps he wants to be the heel and the protagonist, all that sort of stuff. He's on his lying shtick again, but he also continues of Saudi Arabia saying, I know they've got the money. They offered Tiger Woods $1 billion. Continuing further down, it's not my fault he's gone and battered AJ, some bodybuilder. It's not my fault that's happened twice in a row. There has only ever been me. They try to compete, but they get beat. There's no disrespect to Joshua, but at top level, world-class boxing, he just can't cut it. Fury adding, I could beat Usyk on a week's training because he's a middleweight. I'll put my fist right through him. When Usyk was an amateur boxer sucking his mother's nipples, I was British heavyweight champion. He was boxing at 75 kilograms as an amateur, 75. This is why I call him a middleweight. I never said it won't be easy work. All this pound-for-pound legend nonsense, I don't rate him. I don't respect Usyk. I don't think he's a great fighter. I've seen more excitement in Morecambe on a Friday night. I didn't take anything from that fight. Joshua found his level. Usyk didn't land a worthwhile punch in 12 rounds. It was tip-tap BS. He couldn't knock the skin off a rice pudding. So Fury does not rate Oleksandr Usyk, says he will stick his punch right through him, but then wants $500 million to fight him. Make of that what you will. But of this other clip, Tyson Fury wants those offers in, and quick, smart.
Hi guys, to all these suitors out there who want to make the fight, I'm going to give you all 7 days till the 1st of September to come up with the money. If not, thank you very much, it's been a blast. I'm retired. And also guys, forgot to say, all them offers submitted must be to my lawyer Robert Davis, in writing with proof of funds. So let the games begin. Boom!
Moving on, Andy Ruiz Jr. has had a media day ahead of his fight with Luis Ortiz, which is on September the 4th. And here's a few little clips from his Instagram story. I was actually just waking up as this was ending, so I wasn't able to record any of the in-ring sort of bits and pieces, but this is from his Instagram story. And Andy Ruiz Jr.'s father, he's been commenting that after beating Luis Ortiz, they would like Deontay Wilder. So he says, first we want to win the fight with Luis Ortiz, then we will see what happens, but our ultimate objective is a fight with Deontay Wilder. If everything goes as planned with Ortiz, we will go for Wilder, and we want that fight to be in May 2023. And of this pay-per-view event, which is an eliminator, Andy Ruiz Sr. says it's an eliminator. Whoever wins between Andy and King Kong will get the chance to fight for the WBC belt. Moving on, Barry Hearn, the founder of Matchroom, says that Anthony Joshua did lose that fight, and he would have felt wrong if the decision had gone his way. He says, and this was to the BBC, I mean, listen, I would take the victory, but I would have felt guilty about it, because to my mind, Anthony is like family to us. He's a great guy. He's fabulous for boxing, like Tiger Woods has done so much for golf. Joshua has done the same for boxing, and every fighter is getting the benefit from it. But my eyes don't lie. Usyk is a class fighter. He's got gears that I didn't think he could pull out. When he came out in the 10th round after a battering in the 9th, I thought that showed what champions are made of. And hats off to him. And that's just being fair. I'd have loved to be saying, look, you won, but if we'd have got on points, I would have felt as though we stole something. I think it was a better fight than the first one from Joshua's point of view. Perhaps he didn't quite put his foot down on the accelerator in the early rounds with someone like Usyk, who, let's be honest, is pound for pound. The guy's close to unbeatable, time will tell. No one's unbeatable, but you've got to hurt him early. You've got to slow him down. Anthony didn't quite do that. Meanwhile, Otto Wallin would like a piece of Anthony Joshua, saying, I think it makes a lot of sense for me and Joshua to fight each other. People in the UK know me for giving Fury one of his toughest fights in his career, and I get a lot of support from over there. I'm always training and trying to get better, and I can't wait to go over to the UK and earn my right for another shot at Fury by beating Anthony Joshua. So Otto Wallin's comments there, describing Anthony Joshua as a stepping stone to Tyson Fury. Very bold words indeed from Otto Wallin. Really hasn't done much since losing to Tyson Fury 3 years ago when he was gifted an opportunity. He has beaten Dominic Breazeale, faded Dominic Breazeale, but there really isn't much else. And the last time he was in the United Kingdom, looked very disinterested against Kamil Sokolowski. Make of it what you will with his comments. And Joyce, Joseph Parker will be streamed on ESPN Plus. This has been confirmed in a press release. As you can see here, showdown between Joyce and Parker to go down 24th September, yada, yada, yada. Press release says it will be exclusively in the US on ESPN Plus at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific time. Promoted by Frank Warren, yada, yada, yada. So there will be some American coverage of the fight. What do you make of it all? Drop a comment loud and often, hit like, hit subscribe, follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out.